Hello there, everyone, and welcome to Humanities 112. I'm Dr. Michael J. Curran. I will be the instructor facilitator for this particular course. I thought I'd take a moment here at the beginning of the term and welcome everybody. Let you know kind of how I like to run this class and how I like the course to flow, and maybe that'll give you some good insights as to what you can expect this term. As you've probably noticed already if you're watching this video, I like to make this a much more personal experience than a lot of online classes you may be used to. I use a lot of personal instructor-generated video content. My weekly messages are in video format. My class lectures are in video format. Virtually everything I do, I try to make it as personal as possible, because one of the things I've noticed is in past online courses, I don't get to know you very well, and you wouldn't get to know me very well, because all we would do is communicate via maybe an occasional discussion board or something like that. So I try to give a little bit of myself into this class, and hopefully that'll make it a better experience for you. Some good tips for success in my online classes, and that's usually a good place to start. Please be as involved as possible in the course. Like anything else in life, you're going to get out of it what you put into it, and there is a huge correlation between people who are active in a course and positive grades. Especially, that is indicated usually by early posters to discussions. As you know, you have to post 3 times on 2 separate days for each discussion question. Those that tend to post early in the week, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, tend to do very well in this class. And so please, if your schedule permits it, you'll also notice I drink a lot of coffee during this class. I don't know, just letting you know. Those who, if you can, if your schedule affords it, try to be an early poster. Try to attack the things early in the week here. And also, so again, be as active as possible. You also notice there's a section called Instructor Insights in this class. And usually what that is now for is for faculty to upload, a little bit of their own stuff, things they find, articles, etc., that they think you might be interested in. Now, what I use that for is as follows. I will post a weekly mini lecture. Now, I know you love the little PowerPoint slides with the audio. Aristotle was the father of logic. Next slide. And I know we love those. And I love them too. But I also try to post a little 20-minute, 15 to 20-minute mini lecture of my own content of what I think we're talking about this week. And usually what I try to provide is a little historical context to what the textbook does a great job talking about the literature, the music, and the art of the periods we're talking about, and they really do a good job of that. I try to provide a little context for it so you can have a better understanding. So feel free to listen to my little video lectures. That would be awesome because it would make me happy. I will also post any other relevant content that I think might enhance your experience. So please take advantage of the Instructor Insight section of the course if you can. That would be a really good way to enhance your overall experience. Now, keep in mind, the things in Instructor Insights are not a graded part of the course. Okay? They are merely there to enhance the overall educational experience you get, and to give faculty a chance to put some of their own insights, their own comments, their own material into the course. So hopefully you'll have an opportunity to take advantage of that during the course. That would be excellent. So please look for that each week. It's right at the beginning when you log into the week. The first thing you'll see is the Instructor Insight section. So please feel free to click on that and see some of the cool things that I've posted there. Additionally, there's this cool thing called My Arts Lab associated with this course. And one of the ways in which attendance is checked, there's a little question at the end of each week, what did you learn this week, blah, 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 which is one of the ways in which they check attendance for this course. Attendance is recorded in a number of ways here. You can do that. You also can either post to a discussion, do a quiz, or submit an assignment. Any of those actions constitute being present in the class. You're probably used to that. And you should do all of those things each week, assuming there is an assignment or a quiz. So try to make sure you do at least one academic action, and you should do more than that to make sure your recorder is being present for the course. A couple other interesting things. Grading for the course is pretty straightforward, and I'll talk more about that each week when something is due. Please try to stay on top of things here. When there are quizzes this week, and that's one of the reasons I encourage people to do their work early in the week. If your quiz freezes, and those of you who are familiar with Blackboard, you probably notice once in a great while on Sunday nights when thousands of Strayer students flood the system taking quizzes, sometimes it crashes. I can reset your quiz. That's not a problem, but it's much easier to do Monday through Saturday and Sunday afternoon. Sunday night is problematic because sometimes I'm just not awake. You know, if your quiz crashes at 11:30 at night, it's hard to reset it. So please try to attack, again, those issues as early in the week as your schedule permits. And that's, again, usually a good recipe for success. One of the most important things to be successful in a course like this is to have solid communication, which is one of the reasons, by the way, that I try to put in a lot of video content, because I think it's easier if you feel that you know me a little bit more, that you're more likely to call me or get a hold of me. And in the professor information section of the course show here, one of the most important things you'll get is my phone number, okay? And I'll give it to you again. It's 412-200-0978. That's my cell phone number. It's not my office number. It's my cell phone number. That cell phone is never more than 3 feet from me at any given moment in the day. So if you need something, call me or text me. That is my primary preferred method of communication. If you email me, yeah, if you have especially if it's really important, like your quiz freezes, if you email me, if your quiz freezes, I check my email periodically, not every minute of the day, but if my phone rings, I pick it up. So if your quiz freezes, if there's some crisis or catastrophe or some issue that you need addressed, usually if a student needs to get a hold of a professor, you have a reason and there's an immediacy for it. You know, something has happened, I need to talk to you about. I would strongly prefer phone calls. Next to that, I would prefer text messages, emails less so, especially, and if you're going to email me, please, my preferred method is to just click on my direct email, michael.curran@strayer.edu, because I will check that. If you send those in the course shell, messages for instructor, private messages for instructor, I check those like once a day. But my regular Strayer email, I check constantly. And my phone call, like I said, my phone, if you call it, I'll pick it up, you know, unless I'm sleeping or something, and then I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But that would be my preferred method of communication for this class. So please keep that in mind. And effective communication, again, you want to do that as early as possible. If there's some reason, some compelling reason why you don't think you'd be able to meet a deadline, for example, something's happening in your life that is impacting your ability to be successful in this class, I need to know about it as soon as possible. And that way, I'm usually pretty amenable to helping you prior to deadlines. If you call me on a Tuesday and say, hey, last week I had all these problems, I need to make stuff up, I'm less thrilled after the fact. So if you're proactive and let me know up front what's going on, it's much easier for me to plan and work with things. Okay? So that's a good insight as well. So again, you want to be proactive in this class. You want to take advantage of Instructor Insights. You want to be on top of things. Another important thing to do here, I would recommend that you print the course guide out as soon as possible for a number of reasons. One, it outlines pretty much everything that's due, and there's a couple of writing assignments that are due during the course, some of which I think probably will take a little bit of time. And for some of you, especially you proactive types that like to jump on assignments early, get things out of the way if possible, it's kind of nice to know when everything is due so that you can plan out accordingly how you plan to do things in this course. So that's another tip for success. So communicate effectively with me, be proactive, take advantage of the Instructor Insights, and you should be successful in this course. It's a fun class. We learn a lot about, we're going to take from probably the end of the Renaissance all the way to the present day, talking about interesting artistic, musical movements, literature, philosophy, all sorts of things that encompass basically the humanities, which for me is a fun class. It's an enjoyable experience. This should not, and I should add this, I would recommend too that I don't make up the quizzes for this course. They're mandated, and I think the quizzes are challenging. For those of you who took U111, and many of you probably took that prior to doing this, you know what I'm talking about. The quizzes are somewhat challenging. Usually each week when we have a quiz, I will post a quiz review. I'll go over like 20 to 25 questions that are on the quiz. The quiz comes out of a test bank, so you may, out of the 20 or 25 I go over, you may get 5, 10, I don't know. But it's a good idea to listen to my quiz reviews as well, because that can help prep you as well for the class. Other than that, like I said, I think this is a fun class. As long as you do what I ask you to do in the time frame I ask you to do it, you should be in pretty good shape. And as long as you effectively communicate, do the discussions. I also wanted to mention this for discussions, speaking of proactive. There's no extra credit in this class, okay? And usually I get asked, is there extra credit? No. However, I give a ton of bonus points for the following. If you get your discussions completely done, 100% done, that's 3 postings on 2 separate days, right? And you know that by now. If you get that done before Friday at midnight, I usually get up early Saturday morning or late Friday night, whenever I'm up, and I will grade early discussions. Anyone who has their discussion completely done before Friday at midnight is eligible for bonus points. You can earn up to 10 points per discussion question. So that adds up, there's 11 weeks, 2 discussions, 22 discussion questions. You could earn you could earn up to 220 bonus points in this class. Now, rarely is anybody going to get all 220, okay? But it's still a huge chunk of bonus points that are available, and it's great to rack them up early. You definitely want to take advantage of that if at all possible. So, let's say you don't do as well on a quiz, it happens, or maybe you miss even one of those 100 or 200 point assignments. Now, in most classes, you miss a 200-point assignment, that can sink you. If you are very proactive and take advantage of the bonus opportunities that I offer, you can still be fine. Okay? And that also, if you do take advantage of the bonus points, it really lightens the burden at the end of the term. You know, we get to week 11, last week of the class, right? If you've racked up enough bonus points, you can say, hey, I don't even need to do this stuff this week. I can concentrate on my other classes because I've worked really hard through most of this class for Dr. Curran, and now I can relax. And that's a good feeling to be in week 11. So, again, try to take advantage of that if at all possible. It's a great recipe for success, and usually students that rack up tons of bonus points through the discussions tend to do very, very well in this class. So that's an important aspect of the class too. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the course. I enjoy teaching this course. I will enjoy working with you, and I'll enjoy communicating with you. I'll post a lot of stuff, a lot of video content, a lot of personal video content. So like I said, you get to know me. At some point, you'll probably see my kids in these videos as well. They tend to poke their heads in when I'm not doing them. I'm in the office today, but a lot of them, when I do my weekly messages, I do them from home. And a lot of times the kids like to interact in those as well, so that's kind of fun. So other than that, as I said, welcome to Humanities 112. Looking forward to having a fun term with you. I hope you enjoy the course. Should you run into any issues at all, please communicate effectively with me. Have some fun with it, and I look forward to working with you this term. Bye-bye.